So my advice, if you decide you want to live out here, you want to come out here, leave that disrespectful stuff where you come from. And hopefully we clean it up there, but definitely you don't want to bring that type of mentality here because people are going to call you on that.
There is an African American who just visited Ghana this December, and it seems he has learned few cultural differences. So he decided to advise his brothers and sisters out there who want to move to Ghana. I want us to watch this particular video. I will be back.
One of the things that I do like, and I want to touch on this about Africa, is particularly where I am in Ghana, is the human interaction. You can pretty much walk up to a stranger and strike up a conversation, and it's not looked at as a bad thing. Unlike the West where we from, and I wouldn't badmouth where I'm from, but at the same time, I have to call a spade a spade. Our people have been divided to such a degree that, we no longer really speak to one another. We no longer really say how we doing, grand rising, good morning, whatever floats your boat in terms of your greeting. We don't really do that. It's real common for you to even, and this happened to me, to see somebody that you know, and you know that you know, and walk right by him as if you don't know him. And let me tell you something. Out here, that's looked at as a big sign of disrespect. Big sign. I mean, even to just walk by a group, and you might not even know these elders, or men or women or whatever, but walk by a group of elders, and you don't at least say good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. If you don't do that here, man, that's disrespectful. And if you stay here long enough, they're going to call you on it. If you just visiting, passing by, they probably ain't going to look at it like it's an issue. But if you start being the type of person that live in the community, live among the people, and you come around and you see people and you don't speak, they're going to hurt your feelings. Your feelings going to be hurt. And rightfully so, because, as black people worldwide, and I ain't talking about ethnicity, I'm talking about us as a race. Typically, our people, we speak. Even if we don't particularly like you, it's respectful to at least say, how are you? Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, grand rising, or whatever floats your boat. So my advice, if you decide you want to live out here, you want to come out here, leave that disrespectful stuff where you come from. And hopefully we clean it up there, but definitely you don't want to bring that type of mentality here because people are going to call you on that. That it all boils down to respect, and respect is everything. And respect goes a long way, especially here. You'd be surprised. Just being respectful. To see, you can run into a situation, and the very people you just snob might be the one that have to come into your defense. Come and defend you from a situation, whether it be a police situation, a legal situation, a misunderstanding. That very person can come up and vouch, especially an elder, say, hey, this is a very respectful young lady, or this is a very respectful gentleman. You need to back away, blah, 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 blah. The reason why I'm saying this, first of all, it was put on my spirit to say it. And secondly, I've seen it. I've seen those things happen. So let's keep those things in mind, y'all. Once again, respect. All that go a long way. And if you are respectful, it'll definitely pay off, especially out here. And it'll pay off in the long run.
That is very good advice. I have been trying to put this type of advice out there for a very long time, but I didn't want to sound some way, so I wanted it to come out from an African American, because sometimes when you try to advise people about cultural differences, they don't normally listen to what you are saying. They normally check where you are coming from, so they can use that to judge your perception. So someone who has come into the system to learn, and I think he just came this December, but he has been able to learn few things from Ghana. That is very good. Recently, somebody asked me about Africa. He wanted to move to either Rwanda or Ghana. So he asked me about my opinion concerning the two countries. So I advised the person to pay a visit. He should pay a visit to both of these two countries before he made his mind of moving. I don't want you to come and experience a situation where maybe you are going to blame me that, Ghana is like this or Rwanda is like this and you allow me to come. So I told the person, pay a visit, come and stay for 3 to 6 months. Come and stay. If you really want to move to these countries, you have to pay a visit and come and do your own research and study the system and check which of these countries will favor you. It's very good. Africa, there's a whole lot of opportunities in Africa. But if you don't plan well, when you come, things can be very messy. One thing which is even more than any plan is to knowing and understanding African culture. Knowing and understanding African culture. Our systems are not the same as US, where you are coming from, or it's not the same as UK, where you are coming from. So we have different type of system in Africa. The way you are going to enjoy Rwanda, that is not the same way you are going to enjoy Ghana. So just pay a visit to these countries. If you have feelings that you want to move to one of the African countries, I would advise you to pay a visit to these countries and study the system and check the opportunities in this system and take advantage of that opportunities so that you can be living comfortably in that particular country. I have seen video of a lady talking, so he was really pissed about Ghana system, and when he came, people are timid, and when he came, people are not serious. When I realized he was talking like that, then I told myself, yeah, that's why you are complaining, because you were expecting the Ghana system to fit what you have been experiencing in US, and that's the wrong thing. The way US US citizens behave, that's not the same way Ghanaians behave. Ghanaians are the laid back people. We are not that in hurry. Yes, let me speak. We are not that in hurry. We are not in hurry to do anything. We do things on our own way. So most of the times, if you come and you try to impose, hey, you have to do it like this, you are going to step on people's toes. And let me tell you, when you visit Ghana, you are going to see people as maybe very slow or timid, or don't put that in your mind. If you are going to put that in your mind, it means you are not going to enjoy the country. What Ghanaians don't really entertain is people who look down on them or who think they are better than them. And that goes to all the African countries. Most of the African countries, the same thing. When you go to their country and maybe you have perception of they are living in poverty, so you are going to look down on them. You are not going to. You can't succeed, or you can't enjoy the country. There is a say, when you go to Rome, you do Romans do. So when you visit these African countries, make sure you study their culture, you understand how their system works, and you try to also add your quota. If you have problems, try to address it properly with the person you have the problem with. Don't try to impose your character or don't try to disrespect the person. Try to voice your problems well with people. A woman came from UK and I was the one who was taking her around. I'm not a guide, a tourist guide, but I decided to help her around. And wherever we go to an Airbnb or we go to a guest house, somehow along the line, we start having issues with the people. And when I come the following day, they are going to complain a whole lot of, he was insulting people, calling people's names, telling people they are dumb and all that stuff. And I realized, no, that's not how here is done. We went to an Airbnb in one of the towns in Ghana called Aburi, a beautiful town. We went there and exactly he realized, he saw a white man at the place. He started asking, what are these people doing here? What are these people doing? But meanwhile, that guest house, that Airbnb you are going to sleep was for the white man. He started throwing shade. He started saying all sorts of things about the white guy. And it turned out to be some argument and it was not looking good. So, what our brother is saying is the truth. Here, we respect people. When we meet people, we greet them. We try to, we socialize among ourselves. We have a community. In Ghana, you can move to a new community. You don't even know anybody. So you think people don't care about you. Just walk around and pass on somebody without greeting him, and he'll tell you, he will rather greet you and you are going to look some way. Especially the elderly women and elderly men. Anytime they see you, they are expecting you to greet them. So if you don't greet them, they will rather greet you. And it makes you look some way. So before you move to these countries, any African countries, I think you should pay a visit. Come and study their system. Come and learn if that system will favor you. Come and learn if their culture will favor you. If it doesn't favor you, you try another country. That's the only advice. The guy has really addressed the situation we find ourselves. African Americans and Africans, we are the same people. We are the same people, just some few cultural differences. But if you come, you are going to love our food, you are going to love the culture. You are going to enjoy. Ghana is a peaceful place. I've been in Kenya, I've been in Ghana. Kenya is a very peaceful place. Ghana is also a very peaceful place. But it's up to us to know how we may live among ourselves. Please, you can go through my description box and click on the Telegram group link so that you can join our Telegram group for us to have a fruitful discussion concerning Africa progress. Don't also forget to subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification button so that anytime I upload any great content, you will be notified. I will be live tomorrow because tomorrow is the last day to 2024. So I will be live for us to share our last words or our last opinion to enter 2024. We are praying 2024 become a better one. Thanks for watching.